Morning, YouTube. Hopefully this picture is coming through okay. I know it's dark. You know, it's 20 minutes to 8 here in Pennsylvania, drab and gray, so there's nothing I can really do about the darkness here. I got my dome light on in order to try to help it out a little bit. Today's update, today is day 59 of the Carnivore Diet. I love this diet. It's the best thing ever. That being said, I was reading Jocko Willink's book over the weekend, Extreme Ownership. Good book. Not the greatest book so far that I've read on leadership. If you want a really good book on leadership, I highly recommend you read Robert E. Lee on leadership. That was a phenomenal book. Absolutely phenomenal book. The second book on that would probably be Churchill on leadership. Winston Churchill on leadership. I mean, that was an awesome book as well. But anyway, inside that book, the very first principle that he teaches is extreme ownership. No matter what goes wrong in life, no matter what trials you go through, we always look for someone to blame, someone to point fingers to, or to make ourselves the victim. Well, he goes into several pages of a tactic, a battle that went seriously wrong when he was in Iraq. Or was it Afghanistan? I can't remember. Anyway, went seriously wrong, and there was an investigation, and he just came right out and said, the only person that I can blame is myself. I mean, there was people who did not communicate with each other. Things there were issues down the chain of command that you would think that a leader has no control over. The thing is, it doesn't matter if you control it or not. It is you who is to blame. So with that being said, I want to just say I take extreme ownership of my diet. I cannot blame anybody else for buying donuts or pizza or you know, because somebody's getting married. I cannot say, hey, it was because of that person or this situation or this thing happening in my life. I have to be the owner of that. There's no one else to blame but me. I think that is a very good principle on this diet, especially since today is New Year's Eve and a lot of people are going to start in 2 days, because they don't start the day, you don't start on the first day because they're still recovering from their hangover. They start they start January 2nd on this great resolution to make them a different person for the next year. Well, you have to take ownership of that. That being said, I cheated on Friday. Yeah, there's situations, there was something that was going on, and let me just dive into that a little bit. On Friday, whenever I went to work, I did not pack enough food for the day. All right, I just had one steak and a couple of meat roll-ups, 4 meat roll-ups. That was it. That's all I had. And it was stupid of me to pack so little, because I finished the meat before 10 o'clock in the morning. And then I had the steak for lunch. And then all afternoon, I had nothing that I could eat. And I was just dying. So, long story short, my wife, she was helping a friend. She was babysitting. And what did she do? She went to the pizza place. She brought home pizza because it was easy. She didn't have time to do anything else. And so as soon as I walked through the door, there's pizza. My wife says, I'm sorry, dear, but I bought pizza. So I had like 6 slices of pizza. I was just starving. But it's my fault. It's my fault. Now, it didn't do a whole lot of damage to me. Actually, the next morning, on Saturday morning, I felt fantastic. And that's what the carbs did. And it is that, you know, I've said it before, the carnivore diet is kind of a trap, all right? You will pay the price if you cheat on it. And there was a price to be paid. Don't get me wrong. The thing is, I did feel fantastic. It was like a carb rush that I had throughout the morning of Saturday. But come Saturday evening and into Sunday, I had some abdominal pains. I had stabbing pains in my abdomen until I flushed all that stuff out of me, which didn't come out until last night. So in understanding that you have to take extreme ownership of this, that was my fault. Nobody else's. It wasn't my wife for buying the pizza. It was my fault for eating the pizza. That's it. And, you know, we had a wedding on Saturday, but all I had was eggs, bacon, and sausage. That was all I had. We had a church dinner afterwards, which was the leftovers from the wedding. The wedding served a brunch. It was an early morning wedding. And so the church had the rest of the leftovers afterwards, and I had eggs, bacon, and sausage. That was it. So I got back on the diet, and today I feel really good. I got up at 4:30 this morning, got on the treadmill. I did 2 miles. Feel really good. But I am noticing a problem with my recovery time when it comes to doing my workouts. See, last Wednesday, I did a real hardcore leg workout. And I gotta tell you, I could hardly walk 2 days after that. So, all day Thursday, all day Friday of last week, man, it just hurt to walk. Bad. And finally, yesterday, my calves began to feel better, that I could actually flex my feet and move. So that's a problem for my recovery time. I got to do better at that, and I think I have to increase my meals, increase my caloric intake, because you know, eating and sleeping is your recovery from hard workouts like that. And if I'm going to be better, then that's what I got to do. All right, I'm rambling on. It's already coming up on 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's too much information because most people only like sound bites. But take extreme ownership. Don't cheat, because you will pay the price. See you tomorrow, YouTube.